Sometimes I feel like these glasses that I wear are like the sunglasses from They Live, where I see through the ads or the signs, and it's even easy to see through the people at points to see who's being genuine or who's being fake, right? But it truly does feel like a power that I have that other people don't seem to have, or at least not in the same way, I guess. Like, I was just sitting watching YouTube last night before I went to bed. I was absolutely gassed from working outside most of the day and doing some chores with my mom, just a few small things. But I was just sitting here scrolling YouTube looking for something to watch, and so much of what I was seeing just felt like a distraction. I understand that it's entertainment, but it's really unfortunate that a lot of what does well on YouTube is not intellectual content. It's more just to distract you or to entertain you because you've probably been working like a dog at whatever job, or maybe you're just simply looking for a distraction from life, right? A little bit of escapism. But then, even when my parents have the TV on and I'm seeing all the ads, or sometimes they'll still put the news on, and I can just see through all the bullshit, man. And one of the most annoying parts is that it's all about making money. It's all about capitalism. When you really break it down, even all these medical products, whatever, like a lot of the time they'll throw on American channels or British channels, and the amount of ads for medicine on the American channels are absolutely ridiculous, and every time they play, I remind myself that, oh yeah, it's just to make money off people's issues rather than actually trying to help them solve the root of the problem. You know what I mean? Or even politicians. Whenever clips of them come up on the news that my parents are watching, if I'm walking past, like getting coffee or food, whatever it is, the amount of times I just scoff or laugh to myself thinking like, oh, it's all the world stage, right? It's all a play put on for the people as a distraction, as means of making them feel like they know what's going on, or a means of making people feel like they're involved with the system when they're not. They're just watching it from the outside. And then because of occultism, the desire to hide knowledge from the masses, people don't even truly know what's going on. Like, I know with music, some labels or artists will put frequencies or tones in the music that might not agree with our natural aura or rhythm, and they kind of throw us off. One that comes to the top of my head would be Travis Scott and Astro World, and they were even playing demonic frequencies or sounds that people could hear before the concert, I'm pretty sure. So if they're doing that with music, what do you think they're doing with the television or live vision? What do you think they're doing with the TVs? Do you not think they're having things either flash between scenes or having an underlying maybe visual frequency or something that's going on, like the lights themselves? Like, this is a little bit off topic, but it still kind of goes with the LCD screens and the crystalline screens, whatever. But the lights that are in the ceilings that seem to be a constant brightness, they seem to be consistent, but when you take videos of them or slow them down, you can see that they're actually flickering at super high speeds that we don't notice without seeing them through a camera or without having to edit what we're seeing. And going back to TVs, could they be flickering? Could they be sending visual frequencies or stimuli to our visual receptors that are not natural and that are messing with our bodies? You know what I mean? And then that's not even talking about all the shit food that people are eating. That's not even truly food. That's not properly fueling their body, their gut biomes, or their brains. They're not getting proper energy from what they're eating. And it all adds up, right? It all connects. But again, I feel like I'm looking around at the world, seeing all the billboards or ads or displays that say obey or spend your money, just work to make money to survive or barely survive, and keep living with this unrealistic dream that you will ever be a millionaire or a billionaire. Because sure, capitalism might give you the gamble to say, oh, you could become one of the top people, one of the elites, if you work hard enough. But I saw a great post on Instagram that was saying, if society truly rewarded hard work, then blue-collar laborers would be the tops of society. If it truly valued creativity, artists would be at the top of society. But it's not. We just look at the amount of money that people have, and then we look at how much influence and how famous or how popular these people are. But what qualities do they show or give back to society besides greed, besides ruthlessness and inhuman traits? You know what I mean? What do they contribute to society besides their traits of psychopathy, sociopathy, and narcissism? And then people have the audacity to say, like, oh, without capitalism, we wouldn't have innovations or whatever. It's like, man, we created solar panels already. Why doesn't every house have them on their roof? We created wind turbines. Why doesn't every house have its own? If we're so worried about the electrical infrastructure and how much power we generate, why don't we have more things that are maybe not subsidizing, but taking some of the weight off of the infrastructure that we currently have that isn't able to keep up already? And like, Jesus Christ, I live right on the St. Lawrence River. Why don't we have more water wheels along the sides that could just be generating constant power because the river's constantly flowing? Sure, the level of the water may go up and down. Okay, so you can adapt to that shit. But it's because the innovations of capitalism are only as long as it makes profit. They're not trying to help all of society. And even if helping all of society made them money, they almost still wouldn't do it because they would rather oppress people than actually give people a good, decent life. And it's because, like I was talking about in my not last video, 2 ago, I feel like they try to abuse us because they want people to get Stockholm Syndrome, but then they don't think about the amount of people that are going to be broken by that system, or by the abuse and oppression, and then fight back against them. And this is another thing that has never made sense to me about capitalism. It's like, if you're only looking at the profits, why don't you make good products to still gain good influence on the market or brand recognition? But no, now we're getting to the point where the only competition is for how cheaply you can produce something, and then how much you can jack the price up on the other end to milk money out of your workers. You know what I mean? Or the working class of society. But again, going back to They Live, I need to rewatch that to remember the ending. I wonder if I have even seen it, or if I've just seen so many clips I understand the concept of it, and I can keep seeing the clips that I've seen in my head. So yeah, I'll watch through that, and I want to see what happens at the end, if they do win over the bad guys, or if it's just one of those stories that's like, oh, nothing you can do, I guess you just have to live with it or try and escape the matrix yourself kind of thing. And it's like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. But I want to see if they show a way of vanquishing the enemy in a way, But I don't know, considering it's a movie that I feel is more just showing us the reality of the world, I feel like they wouldn't really put a proper ending in there that would be, the most beneficial for the world. Like, because if they truly did that, maybe the guy would help people realize, oh, maybe egalitarian communism or socialism could actually be beneficial to society, and we should try that shit. Yeah, I doubt they're gonna do that in a fucking movie they made to make money. You know what I mean? These are ideas that I've had in my head. I feel like I can see through a lot of the bullshit, but I don't know why other people can't, and, trying to come up with ideas why that might be. But I'm gonna keep making the content I want to. Just like my music, I'm gonna make the music that I want to hear, and hopefully it finds the right audience eventually. But knowing our capitalist world, I wouldn't be surprised if content like mine gets suppressed to augment the entertaining content, right? The stuff that distracts us. So keep that in mind as you continue your life through our modern world. Stay on your toes, stay on the watch. But yeah, I'll leave this one here for now. If you enjoyed, show some love, it'd be greatly appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the new videos. But yeah, like I say at the end of all my videos, I love you, stay safe, good luck, and take it easy.